Wow, this chapter is really good. I wonder, wait, that can't be it. Where's the rest of it? Krishna sure has gotten a lot of developments as of late, doesn't he? I'm not complaining because it's good to develop them further as well as explore more in depth. The chapter presented the insight of his lack of confidence and where it originated. By the end, it was going well for his portrayal. Unfortunately, it cut short for a reason unknown, at least at this time. The chapter shocked me with the length, and seeing how it closed with an unexpected timing took me by surprise. I was getting invested with the way the flashback was going until it abruptly ends. It may not be the first time for the mangaka to cut the chapter short, let alone any mangaka in general. But it is a shame that he couldn't bring in the punch he wanted it. When it comes to the content, it's fairly well done, with Krishna's flashback and a story about confidence. In a way, it was expected to see his past down the line. It just happens a bit sudden, and that's probably because of the short length. You could argue the timing is a bit off, but I would like to think that it could have synced well if it wasn't short. Let's go over the content first. It goes back to the middle school days with Krishna witnessing a bully picking on a student who has a quirk to transform leaves so they can gain fake money. That sounds pretty hefty. In fact, no wait, I mean, it's a bad idea, guys. Nope, it's bad, not good for you. No way. Anyway, Krishna stopped them for a short while and they just ignored him like a nobody. He wasn't going to give up on being a hero until he witnesses someone else doing the heroic act. To my surprise, this chapter incorporates Mina into the mix, and while she doesn't receive the same level of development as Krishna, it does shed the light of her character. She's electric, energized, and most importantly, flashy. It's pretty smart of the mangaka to use her character into the mix for the greater reason than showcase her. It's done for the purpose of heroism portrayed differently. A bit of a side note, Krishna and Mina did in fact go to the same middle school according to their profile. Krishna had this old school display of heroism in mind, where it's about never surrender, never give up, eat your vegetable. Okay, that didn't happen, but I could see that happening from him. And the overly used, inspiring approach. The problem is, time is an essence, and because generation keeps evolving or devolving, depends how you see the generation, the view of a hero will differ. Mina is all flashy and energetic that easily grasps anyone's attention, while Krishna is old school and passé. It doesn't help that he has a quirk that can be seen as dull. Met upon anyone? So basically, it has become an entertainment appeal rather than something that is really meaningful. It's kind of like wrestling of entertainment versus amateur wrestling. People will go for the entertainment just because it's more flashy, even if it's all scripted. His confidence continues to drop further as his belief begins to be challenged by the environment. His friends don't even think about UA High like it's not their option whatsoever. That brought more confidence sucking away from Krishna. It was by this point that I begin to relate, because I felt that once. When my environment felt like there's nothing good coming for us, I began to feel the same. I don't anymore, but I can see where Krishna is coming from. The last nail to the coffin is when Krishna had a moment to be a hero, to save girls from a villain that actually was from the older chapters. He's nameless, at least to my knowledge, but I do recall him from that one scene. I think it was in chapter 59 or 8, I don't remember exactly. He did leave more to be desired. There are some intriguing hints of his characters, especially where he calls the Lord, but it only leaves you hanging. So I hope there's more to him soon. Krishna, similar to the current event, was struggling hard to make a move, and what really shot him in the face, metaphorically speaking that is Mina ended up saving them. The one that's all flash. You would think she would have no substance, but she does too. To top it all of it, Mina was too scared out of her mind, but she did it to save her friends. Basically, it leaves no excuse for Krishna for unable to act That got to sting though, because the worst thing that could happen to you is to be shown by others that it was possible. Yet you chose the path that puts you into shame. He only increased that shame when it happened immediately. That ruined his confidence, and he no longer listed UA High as his preference school. The chapter was going pretty well with his premise. Unfortunately, it abruptly ends here, and not in a good way. What I mean is that the momentum doesn't end on a note that it was intended to be halted for the next chapter. It just ended like someone stole your pages. I don't know. The flow didn't pause. It went to a hard break. It's a shame because I was engaged, and the way how the last panel ended on, it was supposed to be more and bring his message home. It's not that I'm against a depressing end note, rather the flow just got cut off. The chapter isn't harmed because it's shorter than the usual page count. It's harmed because the abruptly premise and narrative flow that highly suggested to have something bigger in mind. I wish I knew why it ended like that, so at this time, I got nothing. This chapter is good, though it couldn't have been stronger due to cutting it short. It has a really good portrayal of time changing and depleting confidence from Krishna. I can see why he developed this issue, including how nicely it was handled with his presentation. Hopefully, it's only shortened because reason outside of health and real life problem, so we can continue the ride without a sudden stop. I really don't want to grade this chapter, honestly, because it feels like it was cut short due to the health problem of the mangaka. I don't know if that's true. I hope he's okay. But if you really want me to grade, I guess I would just say I'll give it a 7. It's not a bad chapter. You don't even have to worry about the number. I just wish the chapter was long or more like the usual page count just to keep the narrative flow. I feel like there is something going on with the mangaka, and I hope it's not really the health issue. I mean, he has been stating in his notes in the Shonen Jump magazine. Hopefully everything is okay. What are your thoughts of this chapter? What is your current thought on Krishna? I could relate to him, I could understand where he's coming from, and it's not easy to try to deal with the confidence by yourself, and you seeing something that is betraying your vision. It really hurts you a lot, and I could understand where he's coming from. So this is a really nice take on that approach, and I really enjoy how My Hero Academia always does this realistic approach with supernatural and fictional characters. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.